Alright peeps, here we go. Here comes part 3 of proper editing physics, or proper engine editing physics, or whatever you want to call it, but the point is that you want to do this shit correctly. We're going back to our physics editing folder, and just for the demonstration I'm going to create a folder called current work, and that's the one that I'll be showing you stuff in. For now it is empty, as you can see. What we're gonna need is the original exe CSV file. We're just gonna copy that bad boy and place it into the current work, and then place one more in there. Never mind, doesn't work like that. I will have to change this one to original Leo exe CSV. One thing I must point out right here, your file name has to end with exe.csv. Otherwise, the physics editor is not going to recognize it. So it has to have the exe.csv. The exe has to be the part of the renaming name. See? If I just name it do kaka csv, it is not going to be read by the physics editor. This is very important. So it has to be do kaka exe csv. This way it reads it. Just a simple trick that'll get you out of trouble. Now I could paste the second copy in here. And this is our original exe csv that if you open with Notepad like a dummy, it's gonna look like this. However, we're not stupid like that. What we're gonna do is open this guy in OpenOffice Calc, and as I said again, separate by comma, makes it look all nice and neat to where we know what is what. Now, what you're gonna need is to come up with a project name for your engine or your physics edit, and we are gonna call this that's the hardest part. Sample engine exe CSV has to have exe at the end. Now, if you have brains, you would say, well, dumbass race radius will be the same file because it's right there, full of the same shit. In this case, Control A to select everything, then hit Control one more time to just deselect these two lines and delete every fucking thing out of this file. Boom. Now we have a simple empty test file to work with. Label edit to the exe name. What that means is right here it says test. That's the name of your new exe. It's gonna say NR2003-test. That's the name of your project that it's gonna give once you edit the physics. So for now, you can keep it a test, or we're gonna go sample engine. Boom. Sample engine. So every time I make a new exe, that exe is gonna be named NR2003-sample engine. Okay. One thing I want to point out here, I don't think the game likes numbers. So if you put like this, simple engine 602, it's gonna give you shit. I think. So for now, don't take this for granted, but if you want to stay on the safe side, don't put any numbers in there. If it's a 602, just spell it out with the fucking, or call it something else. Do not put any actual digit values in it. I might be wrong, but if you just don't do it, you're gonna avoid some headache. I think so. Like somewhere down the line in the past, this stuff gave me crap. Anyway, since we're doing the engine, we gotta scroll down to the engine section of our huge exe CSV, the thing that has 2,700 lines of editing physics. And here we go, engine. That's our guy right here. Now, we're gonna need to find out which engine we're gonna be messing with and which engine we're gonna be working with. There are the names. Take a look at the video number 2. This is how you're gonna know how to read all this crap. I'm specifically looking for CTS physics. And you know what? Let's just do every single CTS engine that is in there. CTS only has 3 engines. Qualifying engine for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Race engine for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are the chassis. And it has engine number 0. I mean chassis number 0. I apologize. That's a hidden secret chassis. If you ever heard about it, that chassis is in the game. Hidden chassis number 0. You have to go into your track file and change the chassis type from whatever you got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 0, and this will unlock that chassis and you could drive it. The thing is, that chassis has a bunch of goodies in it, and it has a different engine. It has a big Chevy 450, not Chevy, big block 450 engine in there, not a 358. Anyway, enough said about that. Separate video on chassis 0. What I'm going to do, just to avoid confusion, if I haven't confused you already, is to grab all the CTS engines, and that's only 3 engines to begin with. You see, CTS, CTS, CTS. There you go, and that's field number 3 in the mem file. So we copy that, paste it in here. Skip a line just to make it look neat. You can do that in OpenOffice. It's okay to do that. It's awesome that way, makes everything look neat. Torque 1 for CTS physics. Copy that line. Boom. Skip 1. Go to next. I know it's a little bit repetitive and boring, but I just want to go through the whole process so you know how to make good looking, neat engine. Next is gonna go torque 2 right here. I gotta get in the flow, shut up a little bit, do the shit a little faster. RPM 3 for CTS physics. Yeah, hunting down these lines might be a little bit annoying for some, but it's way better than browsing through the whole thing looking for these lines one by one. That's an idiot way of doing it. Okay. CTS. Copy those. Paste. So this is our power values. Can skip a little bit more lines just to make it more evident that the next lines are engine physical dimensions. Boom. CTS physics, and that's the engine stroke. If you don't know what an engine stroke is, I highly suggest you look it up. Bore, stroke, and cylinder size, you know, CID right here, cubic inch displacement. That is very important to know. I hope most of you guys already know what that is. From now on, honestly, I'm gonna stop like dumbing down the stuff that I say for regular public and probably talk to about, I don't know, 10, hopefully 15, but probably about 10 people who actually dig what these videos are all about. And I'm mostly gonna talk to you guys from now on, you know, because if you dig into this shit, it is a little bit, tiny bit disrespectful on your side for me to talk like you're 12-year-olds, you know, stupid guys. I know at least like 10 of you are not. And there you go. So I'm just gonna start, you know, kick it up a notch in that direction. So we keep pasting our values. You should know what a stroke, CID, number of cylinders. Ooh, 8 cylinder. That's a really hard one. Number of intake valves and intake valve sizes. All that stuff could be found. Those are physical, real dimensions that we're going to get for our engines that we're making in the future. Red line. This is more like a rev limiter, if I must say. It's not a physical red line of an engine. It's like an electronic red line where it cuts the engine. Like it's more of a chip, if you know what I mean. 10 people that I'm talking about, they actually know what I mean, and that's all I care about, honestly. Peak power. Now what this is, you see it has question marks right here. We don't know if it's peak power or not. Honestly, you could change that to 10,000 and it's not gonna change a damn thing. So I might think maybe it's the top horsepower that you can make, like it's your limit, or maybe we're gonna have to play with this value because honestly, I think it might have to deal with the carburetor size a little bit, like the whole, but I put this thing at 10,000 peak power, and nothing changed in game. So the way the game uses this value is kind of maybe to set up the matrix for how much power your engine is making. Like the power that you're making is right here. It's not this peak power. I don't know if I should include it at all. It looks like they typed in good peak power, proper ones. So for example, if we're making our 350 engine, now on our horsepower to be 350, I'll just put a 350 in there for the sake of it. Yeah, whatever, But I have not noticed this line affect anything. However, I believe it should be included. Next, the two mysterious lines right here. One of them reads 19 on all the cars. I think this is just some reference for the PC to know what kind of like strategy logic applied to the engine or whatever. This 19 field goes through every single engine in game, just like a generic value. And the second line right here, it goes between 18 and 12, 18 and 12, 12, 18, 18, 12. The guy who made physics editor assumed that 18 means for race, then the other one means for qualifying or whatever. Really, these two lines, I got no comments on. This is like the game logic that's included. I will post them in a profile, but usually I delete these two and leave them as they are, because every single engine that was ever made by anybody, including aftermarket ones, they never messed with any of these numbers and just left them stuck. So I honestly would not mess with these two, but I have to cover them. Now, oil cooling. We have not figured out what the exact units of oil cooling are, but you could notice that special chassis 0 with the big block 450 uses massive oil cooling number compared to regular one. That's because it produces a lot more heat. However, the bigger number is more cooling, lower number is less cooling. We could stick to that, that's enough. But we are hunting for the units. I would like to know what exactly these values mean. However, next one in line is water cooling. And the number of gears. That's very important. You could make a 2-speed transmission, 1-speed transmission, 6-speed transmission, even a 7-speed transmission, but that one is going to have a reverse ratio as your 7, so that one's not going to work just yet. We're looking for ways to hack you a 7-speed tranny, but for now it's a no-go. Okay, so the number of gears, and here we are. We have pasted engine number 11, engine number 12, and engine number 10 of the CTS physics that cover up literally every single chassis for CTS, including the hidden chassis 0. And this is how your physics editing file should look like for an engine that you're making, nice and clean and neat, and it only has the stuff that you're working with. It has none of these 1,200 extra lines of confusion. Since we're not changing them and leaving them stuck, there is no need for them to be in our file that we're working with, and then we had to hunt down for each one individually. No, just minimize that, copy paste all the stuff that you need into your engine sample as we went through, save it, and when it asks you to save it, make sure that you click keep current format. If you save it in ODF format, you fucked up the whole thing and you will need to redo it. You'll not come back to the CSV exe format, the text as CSV file format. So we're gonna have to ask when not saving in ODS and make sure you keep current format. That's the most important part. Don't just go hit enter, 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 save, save, save. That you're gonna fuck this shit up. Have to keep it in current format. Boom. Done. Now, close that fucker. Close the other one. Hope we're like not half an hour fucking video over here. Sample engine. Let's open it with Notepad Grandpa and see, even in Notepad Grandpa, it looks as it is decent. A bunch of commas right here. That's interesting. However, if we open it in OpenOffice Calc, separated by comma, a beautifully structured engine profile comes in. I will post it together with the post, sample engine exe, and then in the next video we're finally going to fill up all the 3 engines that we're gonna make. CT350, CT400, and CT525. We're gonna calculate their power numbers super fast here in the calculator without any paint formulas, because for that you need to watch part 2 of this video. We're just gonna go boom, 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 calculate all that crap like that, type in all the engine's parameter dimensions, save them, and within 10 minutes we're gonna have 3 new engines to try out, take on the track. The chassis and the tires are gonna be completely stuck with the stock game. We're just doing the engine part of it. And here you go. I'm gonna let you guys out. Shout out to those guys that are paying attention, watching this shit to the end. Race ready out for today. Boom. I'm not gonna record like audio separately. I just fucking gonna talk as I go, and I hope the people that click into this stuff, they can understand what I'm doing and understand what I'm saying. The words that are coming out of my mouth on the go, without much editing. And if I need to make a fun editing video, I'll make that one with examples and shit. But for now, goodbye. Thanks everybody. It's been like 15 minutes. Fuck.